ability to dive up to a whopping 500 meters. Now once these guys are diving, they have excellent underwater vision, and this enables them to spot their prey such a way. Now underwater vision and diving abilities aren't the only adaptations that allow penguins to live a life at sea. They have 2 layers of feathers. Now the outer layer consists of waterproof feathers, and this allows them to hunt for hours without getting cold. The next layer is made up of downy feathers. Now this acts as an insulator and keeps them warm whatever climate they're in. Now as you may well notice, all penguins are black and white. Whilst this does make them look very, very smart, it does also have a very practical purpose. And that comes in the form of a camouflage called counter shading. So if we imagine for a minute we are in the sea with a penguin. If we were swimming above the penguin and we look down, we'd see the penguin's black back. Now this would look a lot like the dark sea below. If we were below the penguin and looked up, we'd see his white stomach. Now the killer whale actually use their counter shading to sneak up on their prey rather than hide from their predators. Now these guys have evolved for a life at sea rather than on land. As we look at these guys over here watching around, they do look rather comical. However, once in that water, I'm sure you'd agree they look completely elegant, almost like they're flying through the water. Now unlike the sea above us who have hollow wings, speeds of 25 kilometers per hour, so very fast indeed. So now you guys know a bit more about penguins in general. I'm going to tell you a bit more about the penguins we've got here. So first up, the majority of our penguins here are Humboldt penguins. Now in the wild they do breed in very large colonies and live in burrows made of soil and rock. So they're named after the explorer Alexander von Humboldt. Now they're closely related to our second species of penguin here, the black-footed penguin. So Susanna, can you just tell us how to try what's up, please?
Pingviner zовут. Так зовут пингвина.
The black-footed are much smaller, and then of course the Humboldts have got a bit of a pink on their face as well.
That's lovely. Thank you very much, Susanna. Now we can all tell apart black-footed and Humboldt penguins. Now these guys all have black spots on their stomach. This is individual to a penguin as our fingerprint is to us, so it allows the keepers to tell each penguin apart. Now the black-footed penguins do come from the coastal regions of South Africa, which means they like nice warm weather. Now this may surprise you, as a lot of people tend to think that penguins live in just snowy, cold climates. In fact, they live in a wide variety of climates, but the black-footed in particular is the beach bum of the penguin world. Now, I'm sure you've spotted our next 2 species of penguins because they are very easy to identify because they are crested penguins, and this means they have the cool yellow feathers in their head. Now, they use this for display purposes to show other penguins things like when they're angry or even to flirt. In fact, it said if a male rockhopper shakes his head, he's trying to attract all the females over because shaking his head creates a halo of his light, which females find very attractive. Now, here at Penguin Beach, we've got 5 macaroni penguins. In the wild, they live in colonies as large as 2.5 million, and it's actually said you can smell these colonies up to 6 miles away. So if you think Penguin Beach is a bit smelly today, imagine what it would smell like if we had over 1 million penguins. Very smelly indeed. Now, last but not least, we've got our rockhopper penguin, Ricky. Now, Ricky is very special. He's very dominant and very much the show off. And is that him? Yeah, he's standing right there on the rock just to demonstrate just how much he loves to be in the limelight. Now, rockhoppers are slightly smaller than macaroni penguins, and their yellow head feathers are slightly different. And they're named after the unique way they move around. They live in very rocky habitats. To stop themselves falling over, they do have to jump from rock to rock. So now, as I said, Ricky's a show-off, and he's got his own Facebook page. So when you guys get home tonight, or even on your phone now, do search Ricky the Rockhopper and click the like button, which will enable you to get status updates from this very special little guy. Now, if you're particularly taken by him, as I am, you can actually adopt him. Now, you can do this over at the beach hut, just on the exit, or you can do this at zsf.org. Now, by doing this, you'll be helping ZSL with all their conservation work out in the wild, and this includes saving penguins out there in the wild as well. As I'm sure you've all seen, we've all got ZSL written on our uniform. Now this stands for Zoological Society of London, and it's the charity that runs London Zoo, Whipsnade Zoo, and runs over 60 conservation projects worldwide. Now sadly, the numbers of penguins in the world are declining rapidly. The main reason for this is due to climate change. Now penguins are First, we're going to put an action plan into place and help prevent that decline in penguins any further. Now, if you'd like to know more about the conservation project ZSL are running, please do visit our website at zsl.org. Now, you can also find about small changes that you can make that will make a big difference to penguins in the wild all across Penguin Beach. There's lots of literature spread around. Now, guys, that brings me to the end of my talk here at Penguin Beach today. I will be heading over to base camp. If you do have any questions, please do pop over and ask. Now, don't forget to stop over at the beach hub where you can get all your Penguin Beach merchandise, as well as Dr. Ricky right here today. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at ZSL London Zoo.
That's good, isn't it? And the weather's watched up. And they go see where they're going. Oh, little things.